Hello, today we're going to go over how to use the Mscan. Now, there are two types of Mscan. There's the Mscan Clench and the Mscan Rest. Both of them do the same thing, but one for a rest, obviously, and one for a clench. They simply compare two muscles and two either clench recordings or resting recordings. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the Mscan Clench first, and then we'll take a look at the Mscan Rest. But the setup is exactly the same for both. If you look on the back, we have our serial number labels, and it will say whether this unit is designed to record a clench or to record a rest. So replacement of the battery is very simple. When we ship these to you, typically the battery is not in it. It's in the container, but it's not in the device itself. You simply pull this little tab down, connect your battery to the connection, making sure to get them right. But I did want to cover this because this back panel, you put the front in, snap the bottom, and then snap it shut. Okay, and then to open it, you pull that back and snap the back of the case off. Two simple buttons to use, power and next, and we'll just roll through. Turn the power on, turn the power off. And now what we're going to do first is we're going to set up the electrodes on the skin. Remember, same rules as with the EMG. We want to make sure that we have clean, dry skin. I've already cleaned my skin with alcohol. You want to make sure that the bipolar electrodes, the line created by the two patches, go in line with the muscle fibers. Today what I'm going to be doing is looking at temporalis. So I'm just going to simply take this and put it over my temporalis. I would recommend watching the EMG operation videos on how to place electrodes. That's going to be a much more thorough examination of how to place the EMG electrodes, whether it's for the EMG or for the Mscan. And we simply snap these on, peel off the clear backing, and place our electrode. Now, before we hook up the wires to the Mscan, we want to make sure that we connect our ground. And that ground wire looks like this, and it goes right here in the center. So the first thing we're going to do is take our ground electrode. We can simply put that on the patient's neck. Again, the ground area should be clean and dry. So we've cleaned and dried that already. We plug in our ground first. The ground, what it does is it protects the Mscan from electrostatic discharge from the patient. So it's really not a patient protection mechanism, it's an equipment protection mechanism. Now, before we plug in the wires, we want to make sure that the wire connected or over the right temporalis gets plugged into the right side of the Mscan, and the wire connected to the left side of the head plugs into the left side of the Mscan. All right, so for an Mscan clench, what this device does is it will record two clenches and compare clench number 1 to clench number 2. So very often we have clients that will use an anterior deprogrammer to reduce temporalis activity. I'll just use that as an example, but you can compare any bite A to bite B, whether that's a splint or a bite registration, snoring appliances, anything you want to compare natural maximum voluntary clench to whatever alteration you're making to the system. So in this case, my anterior deprogrammer is going to be a simple Ticonderoga number 2 pencil. What we do first is we turn on the Mscan by hitting the power button, and the BioResearch logo will pop up, and it says attach the electrodes to the patient and connect the leads to the Mscan. I've already done that. Press the next button to begin. When I hit the next button, it says first clench, have the patient clench. Press the next button to record data. This is an important step with the Mscan. What we want to do is instruct the patient. I want you to bite down on your teeth in your natural bite as hard as you can. When I make a fist, I want you to clench hard, 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 and then you can relax. So then what we'll do is we tell the patient, clench hard, hard, hard. On that second hard is when you hit the next button. What this system does is it takes a 20 millisecond snapshot of their electromyographic information. So they need to already be at maximum voluntary clench when we capture the data. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have my cameraman off screen make a fist for me when I make a fist so you see it, and he's going to count hard, 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 and you'll see me press the button on the second hard. So, okay, we're going to get ready and clench.
Hard, hard, hard.
All right, so on that first hard, I started clenching. On the second hard, I pressed record, and it says, second clench. Have a patient clench. Hit the next button to record data. Now we put in our splint, our bite registration, whatever we want to compare its impact to maximum voluntary clench, and we give the same instructions as we did before. So I'm going to place this between my anterior teeth, and we're going to say clench.
Hard, hard, hard.
And what I have now is I have a recording of my initial clench, right and left. Now I'm very imbalanced naturally. I don't have very much contact on the left side of my occlusion. So it's not surprising that in the first clench I had 77 microvolts on the right and only 27 on the left. When I have my anterior deprogrammer between my anterior teeth and I'm clenching as hard as I can, that 77 on the right drops down to 2, which is a reduction of 75 microvolts. And that 27 drops down to 4, which is a reduction of 23 microvolts. What our clients use this for is A, to confirm that the anterior deprogrammer is in fact working, which in my case it would, but you can also, for example, using millimeter thick tongue blades, you can see what vertical dimension gives you the best relaxation. Occasionally some patients won't react to an anterior deprogrammer and it has no impact at all. This quick and easy device allows you to test with this patient, are you actually reducing muscle activity? And that is the Mscan clench. It's that simple. If we wanted to do another one, we would simply hit the next button. First clench, have a patient clench.
Hard, hard, hard.
I was a little behind on that one, but I pressed the button while I was clenching. Put in the anterior deprogrammer. Clench.
Hard, hard, hard.
And that time I clenched at 118 right and 45 left. But again, the anterior deprogrammer dropped the right side down to 2 microvolts and the left side down to 5. So we see that we've got real dramatic deprogramming going on when I use this particular device. Now, what I'm going to do is turn the power off. System is turned off. I'm going to unplug the electrodes because now I'm going to go over here to the Mscan rest. Now we're going to take a look at the Mscan rest. Its operation is almost identical to the Mscan clench. Remember, when you're plugging it in, ground first. The wire going from the right side sensor gets plugged into the right side of the Mscan. The wire going to the sensor over the left side goes to the left. Now you can do temporalis, you can do masseters, you can do any recordings. The most common use for the Mscan rest is to compare a natural rest with nothing in the mouth to either a splint position rest or teeth in light contact. Now I don't have a splint, so what I'm going to do is record a natural rest. We'll walk through the instructions on that, and then I'm going to do light tooth contact. For the doctors that teach this, the theory tends to be that in light tooth contact you should still be close to a natural resting position and not have real elevated EMGs. Make sure that our sensors are sticking good. And we're going to turn on the device. And again, it says attach electrodes to the patient and connect the leads to the Mscan. Press next to begin. First recording, have the patient relax. Now for proper recording of rest with the Mscan, just like with the EMG, we want the patient sitting upright, good posture, feet flat on the floor, looking forward, and have them close their eyes, lick their lips, that separates the teeth, and just relax. So what we're going to do is I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to lick my lips, and I'm just going to relax. While I'm resting, I'm going to press the next button, and that'll take a snapshot of my EMG rest for my temporalis muscles. All right, now it's giving me the instructions to take the second recording with teeth lightly touching. So I'm going to put my teeth together just slightly, still in the same posture, eyes closed, and I'm going to hit the next button again. And what it's showing us here is that my rest, the first recording, right side rest was 0.7. That's a very relaxed temporalis at rest. Left is 1.3. It's a little higher, but it's still well within normal limits that what we consider to be good relaxed muscles. When I bring my teeth in slight contact, the right side jumps up to 6.5 and the left side is at 4.2. So my teeth apart rest is very different from my teeth together rest. We can also record a rest on a patient, then tens them, do another rest, and compare the pre-tens rest to the post-tens rest. We can do massage, we can do laser therapy. This simply gives us a quick and easy way in the office to record the impact on resting muscle activity, fast and easy in your practice.